Back to live. Hello everyone, it's Rocky Nash and we're live in Las Vegas. We're going to do a camera haul because while I was a commercial photographer for more than 10 years, I got into video and then live streaming, as you know, and so I like to try new gear all the time, and I was an avid Nikon user and shooter. But thanks to Canon for sending me out some loaner gear to just give it a try to see how I might want to build my kit out for 2023. I have some really cool things that I can test and show you. So I, as you know, believe in documenting and just growing with you. I don't think we all have it figured out, but when you find fun facts and tips that can help someone else out, I think it's great to share them. So that's what this channel is all about. It's about live stream production. It's about sharing tips and things that I've learned along the way. And sometimes we're going to figure it out together. So let's get started with that. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to, we're going to do a quick little overview. You saw my little thumbnail where it was like the Canon R6, the XA55 media camera, and then the 300 for the PTZ camera. So you're going to find that I'm like, oh, what's the name of that? Because as all of us gearheads, audiophiles, and what do you call us camera guys? I don't know, camera girls and guys, but we know our the name and item numbers for our gear. But since I like anything Mac, yeah, I know it, you know. Android also, because I use Android for my phones, and then Nikon, yes, but Canon, I've used them before, but it was oftentimes when just, you know, when I was in college where we could shoot with all cameras. I learned how to use large format cameras, medium format. Also, when I was assisting at times as an intern, then I would set up the studio and the photographer's camera before, you know, they start shooting, and then you just hand them the camera because they know how to set it up, but that's what they have assistants for. And then I later on went on to do that, but that's why I got to use their cameras, Canon shooters. Let me see if I have my... Where's my original camera? I showed it to you in my last live stream. Did you all see it? If not, I'm going to show it to you. Here, I'm going to go ahead first and show you this little video so that you can see how I all got started. And then I'll grab my Nikon camera, my first camera ever. Yep, that's it. That's how I got started. And by the way, please like this video and don't forget to subscribe, like little Rocky is telling you there, pointing to the subscribe button, or where I think it is now that YouTube's been redesigned. Thanks for watching. Let me know where you're watching from in the comments. But yes, I started streaming on my mobile phone. I still stream on my mobile phone sometimes because when you are in live production, sometimes the quickest thing you can grab if you're seeing something happen is your mobile phone. And I use an external light source, an external microphone with it, and it's amazing. The quality of our phones today are what? This little trusty camera that my 17-year-old D200 that I dug out of the closet when a friend asked me to do a photo shoot. And I looked at the size of the camera files on this phone. Let me show it to you. Got my little monitor mic on right now. But this little phone right here is 9:45 in Las Vegas. And it's a little windy outside. I don't know if you can hear it. But this phone, look at that. And this, the files on this are bigger. Now, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? I looked at the size of the compact flash cards in this camera. Look, even this is how much it was used. I mean, I was doing model photo shoots, book covers, billboards, architecture. I was a commercial photographer, food photography, so we filmed everything, right? I wasn't just one thing. Commercial photographers film all the things, and they're hired by agencies and professionals and business owners and things like that, models. Hey, Podcast Amata, how you doing? Let me go ahead and put your comment up here. I have this new little button, hopefully that makes it easier. You're going to be the first I'm going to test it with. Let's see if I can find the... Oh, here, I'll do it like this. Let's see. Yes. Here we go. Okay, so it's the third one in. Let's see if it works. It does. Hey, Podcast by Mata. We're talking about my journey from streaming from a mobile phone to a camera. This was my first ever camera. It's a Nikon. And it's D200. It's 17 years old, but it still works. I actually did a couple of test shots. The card, when I put it on RAW, it was only able to take 15 photos because it was like a 256 megabyte compact flash card in here. But now I went on Amazon immediately and got something that was 32 gigabytes because the cards I had then were like 4 gigabytes and they cost so much money, right? We were paying like $100. I can't remember, but it was just really expensive to get these cards. And now I was able to go on Amazon and get a card that is 32 gigabytes for I think it was $36. So it's $1 a gigabyte. Wow, we've come a long way. We've come a long way, but let's get to the cameras that I'm going to test this week. So I still have this. It still works, but since I haven't used this camera in probably 10 years because I've been working in video, we are going to test this wonderful gear that Canon was nice enough to send me on a loaner program for business owners to try out. So thank you, Canon. I am super excited to test this gear. Here's our camera haul. So I wanted to try Canon cameras for different use cases, and as a live producer, sometimes you need just a one camera shot like what I'm doing right now for this live stream. Other times you'll want perhaps a 3 camera setup for an interview, to have a wide shot, to have a shot on the host, and then a shot, you know, looking over the shoulder of the host, perhaps toward the guest. However you're seated, you know, you probably want 3 different angles. Other times maybe you want a PTZ camera far off on the ceiling or mounted high on a tripod to get an aerial view or a higher vantage point of an event at a venue where you can preset different angles and just press on a switcher and change. And that PTZ camera, which is pan, tilt, zoom, it has 20 times optical zoom, can just move the head of it. Here, I have an image of it. I'll show it to you right now. Like, let's do this. This is a PTZ camera by Canon, right? So this one allows the head, you can hook it up to a joystick, to a remote controller, which I also have, so I'll show you that in a minute. And with that joystick, actually I can scoot it down and I'll show it to you now. And I'm actually going to bring up the name of the models because I want you to know what they are, just in case you're interested in something similar. Let's say you have a wedding venue and you want to have just 2 cameras, one toward the front, one toward the back, and you want to pre-program these scenes or just have one person live streaming and controlling the joystick. You can get a lot done with a PTZ camera. They're pricey, but 20 time optical zoom may be worth it. Maybe worth it for you. So I'm going to pull up right here and I'm going to show it to you from my phone. I don't want to put a lot of text on. I'm going to put it in the description as well so that you can know exactly the models of these. And like I said, I've memorized some of the things, but not all of the specs yet because I was getting used to just the menu, how it looks different than what I'm used to using. So the CR-N300 and the RCIP100. So the CR-N300, that's the PTZ camera, amazing 4K camera where you can use a joystick and control it. Move this here, and you can see this is the RCIP100 is the controller for it. So what I'm going to do is this is a solid piece of equipment. Look at this. Little Rocky, move. move out of the way. There she goes. Okay, so on the back you can see that PoE is power over Ethernet, so it's powered through Ethernet, which is great. I'm getting into my electronics background. I did ACE electronics in high school, just so you all know. Dad would be proud. He was an electrician. A line connect so it's you control it like over IP, right? So I'm not going to walk you through this because I haven't used it yet. But over network connection, you can connect this camera and control it with a joystick. Let's just keep it real basic for now. And for me, since I haven't tested this one, I'm super excited. But 3G SDI out, HDMI out, so you can monitor it if you want to show on a large monitor at the front of the venue what this camera is catching. A micro SD card slot to record direct here, which is pretty awesome. USB A and C seeing so power here. There's also a power port. Okay, okay. There's a lot going on here. But 4K, 20 time optical zoom, Canon camera. It says right here 3.67 to 73.4 millimeter. 1 by 1.8 to 2.8. Ooh, nice aperture. Beautiful camera. You can watch breakdowns of this on YouTube. I'm sure there's someone covering, but what I'm going to do, since I'm new to the Canon brand, is I'm going to document as I test these. So I'm going to find a venue to mount this one on a heavy duty tripod, because this is quite heavy, and I'm going to use it and plan different scenes and see how great this holds up for events. If I only have one PTZ camera and maybe one XA55, which is XA55 is the media camera that I'm going to use at an upcoming interview that I have at the Latin Grammys for behind the scenes. So it's before the Latin Grammys, but in the gifting suite for the performers is this. So you can see it better this way. Looks the media camera, yay! XA55. So I'm going to test this one out. And I know there's newer models out now, right? This program is about getting business owners and photographers and videographers like myself into another brand, like testing it out. So I'm so grateful for being able to test this. Thank you for loaning this to me, Canon. I'm super excited about it. But with this, let me see if I can add this to the screen too. Let's do this. And then I'll show you a little close-up of it. But I'm excited about this one, XA55. You see that? Yeah. Because it's a media camera. The zoom on it's great. The screen is touch screen. Don't you see me hit myself in the head with the grip up here? But it's I'm excited about that. I'm excited also because I like the monitoring plug. I did watch a couple videos on this and to read it up. 2 XLR ports right here. So I am going to be able to plug in XLR mics, which will be great. I could also, just because I have an XLR adapter, use my Rode Wireless Go 2 and then plug that receiver into here and then just put the mic on myself and my guest. So I think I could even do that instead of plugging in a handheld, XLR mic. We're going to try it all as much as we can get done. And while I have this, I'm pretty excited about it. Look at that camera, media. Battery, they sent over 2 batteries as well for me to test it. So there's newer models of some of these, but this is only like a couple of years old. I think only some of these things are only a year or 2 old, so that's still very new. Like I said, my last camera was 2 years old, 17 years old. So I'm super excited because I've worked in media. I'm still independent media. I still write and I still cover stories, but I'm pretty excited about this one, how mobile it is. It's really lightweight. It's also 4K, and it'll be great for media situations. The zoom button, everything's just really nicely placed. I've never used a camcorder like this. Don't I look all newsy? Let's take a screenshot because I might want to use this for the thumbnail. I really like this. Thanks for, what are you having for coffee, by the way? Let me know. Wait, I'm gonna, oh, I feel like, oh, I love this. I can't wait till Monday. Okay, so, one. Do I look like a reporter? Camera girl? Taking me back. You're taking me back to the good old days. But I really like this. So this is the XA55 by Canon media camera, 4K. And we're going to test this. I'm going to bring an XLR adapter so I can use it with my Rode Wireless Go 2 for when I'm interviewing someone. So this is my media camera. I have to make sure we got the thumbnails. All right. And then we also have I want to show you the joystick. I skipped over it, but let me bring this back up here. You remember the PTZ camera? This is the beautiful, beautiful. Ooh, I think I just got an Amazon package. Did you all hear that? Did you hear the notification? This is the remote camera controller for the PTZ camera, the RCIP100. This is going to take up the whole screen. Prepare yourself. So you take this joystick, and that's how you control the PTZ camera right here. So this, I mean, it's beautiful. I've seen it in action. I saw it at, I think it was NAB. I went to the Canon booth and they were using this along with some roll-in switchers as well. Where if you have multiple cameras, you can use a roll-in switcher. But this is the remote controller with the joystick for the PTZ camera. Super excited to use this. You can barely see me, but it's actually not that heavy. It looks pretty easy to use. I've watched a couple of tutorials on it, but the pan and tilt, this pan and tilt joystick, user 1, user 2, F1, F2, these settings, very simple. The zoom little thing is right here, right there. The little zoom buttons, just like on the XA55 media camera. Love it. But last but not least, because these are all different scenarios, I'm going to test one at a venue from a higher level with the PTZ camera to see how I can easily do live streams with it by just plugging into the network, controlling it through IP address, and then with the camera remote controller. And then for interviews, I'm going to use the XA55 media camera. And then last but not least, excited. I feel like Canon is like Mac to PC, because I was going through the menu and it was just really easy for me to figure it out. So like, oh, that was cool, because I haven't used a Canon in so long. But this here beauty, which is, what is it, a year or two old? And are there any Canon users in the audience? I know I have some friends that are professional photographers as well, and they're Canon shooters, and so they were excited to see what I was unboxing. And one friend has this exact same camera. I think they got it a couple years ago. So the R6, it must be a couple of years old. And when I get a new model in, they said they'll let me test that one too. So I'm definitely interested in testing the R7 for live stream use, because I'm thinking of a 3-camera live stream setup. So and they're supposed to have, I believe, a new camera coming out catering to that live stream producer market. We'll see. But this will perform beautifully. And I also love that it has a dual card slot. I've never had a camera, a DSLR with a dual card slot, because I don't even know if they had those in my day. But I sounded like Roberto Blake when I said that. I love when he says back in my day. Hey Roberto, shout out. I met Roberto Blake at my first VidCon in 2017. But I'm excited to test this camera. Let's look at some of the features. This is the EOS R6. It has a 24-105 lens on it. You see that? And you can, of course, like all professional cameras, lock it. So you can go manual focus. Can't see what I'm showing you. Oh, there's the stabilizer. There's a stabilizer on and off. Manual or automatic focus. Let's look at the dual card slot. I'm pretty excited about that. And this opens differently than my old camera. Shout out to my friends for letting me borrow these little, look at these little tiny cards. I had huge compact flash cards. Look at this little Extreme Pro little tiny card, and there's 2 of them. These are 32 gigabytes each. I'm going to be taking so many photos and video. And that's another thing, taking photo and video. My D200 was just for photos. So I'm pretty excited to use this. I already plugged in all the settings that I want. So I have this one on video. Oh, let me see. Oh, I turned it on now. Why not? Oh, it's crispy. Oh, let me take a photo with it. I'm going to take a photo and publish this so you all can see it in the community box. But, ooh, I love that sound. I forgot that I have it on, I have it on timer. I had it on timer. Wasn't it a beautiful chunky sound as it snapped? Okay, let me turn off timer. Let's see how fast I can find this button. Okay, here we go. That's, okay, this is a little different. Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay, here we go. It's, I think, hopefully this is touchscreen, because I don't know how to get to the button. Okay, I'm changing. There we go. Changing driver mode to single shooting. Canon, thank you for making this so easy. You helped me. That was quick. Okay. I'm going to move a couple things off my desktop. And if you have any questions, let me know. Because as you know, I used to be a commercial photographer. I'll show you really quickly that screen as well. This is on my website. Look at that. This is on my website, rockynash.com. And you can learn about my journey. You can actually go through where it's over on the, further on that side actually. It says bio. You can learn about my story, but this is just to show you, I added back the photography page just to show you how I used to photograph models and different professionals for their book covers or for television shows, for promotional images. I photographed this is just models here, but I also have book covers, you know, portraiture, weddings, food, different things that I photograph. Let me see if I can bring this back to, I'll bring it back to the home page for you. There's something you can do on here called preview mode, and I can set this up to what I want to show you. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. Then I can come back here. I love Ecamm. But by the way, I'm producing with Ecamm. If you have any questions about it, it's going to be in the description. This is my Mac live streaming software of choice. I'm going to go back. Oops. Perfect. Okay, so we're here again, and I will show you. This is on my website. This is my bio, so you can learn about my journey. And I want to tell you, don't you dare not get started because you feel like you're not ready. You don't have the right gear. You only have your phone. I started with just my phone, and I went live consistently telling my story because some people like to go on that journey with you. Some don't want you to have it all figured out and then take notes and then learn from you. Some want to learn as you go and with you as well. So I have a lot of expertise to share, but I also love learning and documenting and taking you along with me. So that's what we're going to do more of. Just like right now, I feel like a baby with this Canon camera. While I may be a professional photographer, I have been focused on video for the last decade. So, well, 7 years, not decade, but I was dabbling in it before I switched completely over. So this is me testing the Roland Aerocaster setup, multiple phones setup. But I'm excited to test this. So multiple Canon cameras. So even if I wanted to, I could connect all these cameras and use these for a 3-camera setup if I really want to get creative. But I figure baby steps. Let's just start with the Canon R6, and I'm going to leave this out to keep the camera cooler because I plan on streaming or doing recordings for a longer time. But I'm going to use this for media. So let's see. First thing, and I am going to show you behind the scenes. I'm going to use the EOS R6. I'm going to try this one at an interview. I'm also going to try the XA55 for an interview situation and miking someone up with wireless mics. So excited to do that. But I want to hear your comments. I know there's some pros of and Canon users right here in the chat or watching. So I do want to know what you think about this. Like, do you love the R6? Are you looking forward to the R7? Do you use the 1DX? Do you use the, like, I know I'm already Canon, I'm already transitioning over to Canon. I know some of the names, R3, R5. So I'm going to test those in the coming, you know, within the next year. But I'm curious. I'm curious to know what your favorite gear is. I'm going to take a photo using this camera really quick. Can you all see me over the camera? Oh my word. Here, let me close out some of these things and see if I can go full frame. Let's see. I have so many buttons. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a full frame button. I have to do that one here. Let's see if I can do this. You believe in me? All right. Enter full screen. I did it. Okay, so we're on full screen on Ecamm right now. I'm gonna hide this too. I got over my what was I gonna tell you? Respiratory infection. So thank you for your kind comments because I was totally supposed to do this a week ago, but the camera wasn't even here yet. So thank you so much for your warm wishes of me getting well. I'm better now. I just have a few little sniffles here and there. But I'm going to take a little picture with this because I want to show you. I just love the sound of this. I miss the sound. Ooh, I call it crispy chunky. This sounds different than when you capture with a Canon R6. Here we go. I'm going to take another picture with it. You can see my little microphone cord. Look at me. I like the mod. It's not a huge viewer screen, but I'm going to have an external. I'm going to use the HDMI out to monitor what I'm filming, so I don't have to depend on, of course, the viewfinder or the little flip out screen. So we'll be fine. I'm definitely going to have HDMI use, you know, so that I can preview what I'm recording to make sure it's recording. So if you don't have an assistant, I do have a remote here. Friend, let me borrow a remote to trigger this to start recording after we're mic'd and sitting where we want to sit. But and hopefully I will have an assistant for the interview to ensure. But if not, I'm going to have this preview monitor so that I can see that it's definitely recording, because that'd be not fun to do the full interview and there's no Just trying to see how fast this is recording to the card. We'll test it out later. We'll test it together, right? That's what this is all about. That's what this channel is about. But Canon EOS R6, pretty excited about it. And let me know your thoughts, or if you have one of the latest models. But this should be only a year or two old, so to me that's still very new. Okay, I turned it off to conserve battery power. I don't have the I didn't get the extender, battery pack for it, but I do have one for my other camera. But if I decide, after testing this, that like this is the one for me, it's great for video, it's great for photo, then I think that's an accessory that I'll get so that I can put 2 batteries in here and extend the life for like all day shooting, because in Las Vegas, sometimes it's not just one thing I'm filming, sometimes it's like multiple events, or it could be all day, like at a convention that I'm filming. So definitely excited to test that. Thank you so much, Canon. Those are the main 3 cameras for this camera haul that I will be testing this week. So count on Monday, me definitely having some footage and more feedback for you on the Canon R6 and also the R6. See, I told you I was going to do it. So stay tuned on Monday for more feedback on the EOS R6 Canon camera because I forgot your name, but it's okay. Don't listen on my original camera, but it's beautiful. I love the sound of it. I'm excited to use it. It was really easy for me to just figure out a couple things live with you just now. Let me switch this back to the setting I want for video. It just feels so good to press these buttons again. I've missed you, photography and DSLR cameras. And then also, let me switch over here so you can see. We're going to next do the media camera and then the PTZ camera. I have to find a friend with a larger venue to test this out with, but I'm super excited. I'm just going to stay on this scene I'm excited to test this with the PTZ camera. So this is the RCIP, I believe. Yeah, RCIP 100 controller. This is huge. This is huge. I'm going to use this beauty. I can't even fit it all in my little preview little camera. It's huge. But we are going to use that with this beautiful PTZ camera. Look at that. Can't wait. Cannot wait to use that. And the last but not least would be this media camera as well. Do you like the new design, by the way? I just made the background black on the live stream. I just felt like it kept it simple. And if I later on want to add like any brand images or anything, I can. But next we will be using, ta-da! Oh yes, Little Rocky's reminding you to subscribe, because I've noticed that while there are many loyal viewers here, some haven't subscribed yet. So the button has moved, so she's pointing hopefully to the subscribe button to let you know where it is. But this is the media camera. I'm feeling really good about this one, to be honest. This is the Canon XA55. I'm feeling really good about this one because it feels like so media ready. Like I'm like, this is perfect. But you also cannot hide that you're on a location like for work also with this, because you definitely look like, okay, there are gonna be people walking up. It always happened to me, even when I had just my DSLR camera in Vegas and I'd be on Las Vegas Boulevard. People are like, are you filming a movie? I'm like, well, no, not with a DSLR, but well, actually, if it was a cinema camera, you actually could do some really great cinematic shots. But this one definitely looks like I'm reporting, right? So there's no hiding what I'm doing with this one. And sometimes I like to be more, not as obvious when I'm, and also like candid reactions. I don't like for people to like, ooh, I might be on TV, or I might be on someone's blog, or so. If you can tell, I'm enamored with all this right now, so that's why I keep pausing when I'm talking. But this is what we're going to be testing. This is a casual live stream. That's why it's not so rehearsed and produced, which I prefer. But let me know, what would you want to test if you're... Look at that. Look at that little nice little hood. So it's great for blocking the lens from the sun. And I love this little close and protect the lens when you're not using it. I do have an external mic to add to this as well. I'm debating though if I want to borrow a friend's shotgun mic or just use my adapter from my Rode Wireless Go. What do you all think? and let me know. We're learning together on this, okay? I'm going to be testing this gear. I have not used any of it yet. I just unpacked it, did the inventory, and then was like, let's talk about this. So that's all, folks. That's all, folks. I'm going to drink my coffee. I made a vanilla latte. I don't know if it's still hot. Well, somewhat, but we're going to go ahead. I'm going to finish this coffee. I'm going to do a couple of audio tests. I'm going to plug in my external mics to see how they perform with this and then review the footage. So I'll be ready for tomorrow. I'm like, I keep saying Monday. Yeah, so Monday I'm going to be doing an interview and a tour of the gifting suite or the lounge for the performers, the Latin Grammys. So during rehearsals, they have this beautiful suite with these wonderful sponsored products that are gifts for the performers at the Latin Grammys. Super excited about it. Thank you so much to the team that invited me out to cover that. I'm also going to see a couple of media friends. I always love when we have our reunions and I get to see some friends from the news station. So that's going to be exciting. So I can't wait to share that all with you here on my YouTube channel. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe, right? And I'll see you soon. Bye. I'm going to show you a cute little behind the scenes of where it all started. Bye.